Alright, let's get going with the main scenario. I did some leveling off of stream. Sage and Black Mage are halfway through 88. Let us go back. But yeah, forgive me if I complain later if my room seems hot because I've tried what I can to have it cool down here. I tried. So we are to speak with Ismene. What do you have to say, Ismene? Let us speak with Ismene. You know more of this coming calamity, so I think it best that you lead to the conversation. Questions for me? Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. The following event cannot be skipped. You may wish to cancel any pending duty finder registrations. Greetings, Ismene. My friend here is desperately curious about Chief Hermes, and was wondering if you might indulge him. Certainly, Mistress Venat. Anything to be of service. What do you wish to know? What kind of person is Hermes? Well, I can only answer from my own experience, but I would describe him as a quiet man, reserved you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His reticulate nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duties as chief overseer. The man is a walking archive when it comes to life forms. He can discuss any species in incredible detail and is the leading authority on concepts with the power of flight. I hope that answers your question. Was there anything else? Do you know of Medion's abilities? It's no secret that she is a highly unusual familiar. Of late, the chief often makes his rounds with her like a mother hen raising her chick. I understand she is able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. Exactly how she was created with that talent, however, is a mystery to me. My apologies. I wish I could explain it to her further in more depth, but I've not the occasion to discuss it with Chief Hermes. Do you trust him? I beg your pardon? I've known Chief Hermes for many years. Though I cannot say we are close, he's never withheld information to the detriment of our duties, if that is what you mean. Forgive us, we seem to have veered slightly off course here. Is there perhaps someone else who could tell us more about Meteon? That would be Timaeus. He has a similar expertise in flying concepts and is more than eager to discuss the subject. You'll find him conducting his observations at the banks of the stream, somewhere to the east. Oh, and unless if you take particular joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your questions concise. We shall keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and insight. Think nothing of it. If there is aught else you need during your stay, please do not hesitate to ask. Come, Salix. I think we've taken enough of Ismene's time. We're just passing off as a familiar of Venat. Our investigation is off to a fine start, wouldn't you agree? From here, I propose we split up. I shall continue making inquiries with the resident observers if you could track down the colleague Ismene mentioned. While I did feel compelled to interject once or twice during that previous conversation, you seem more capable of drawing forth. Need to check the temperature. All I ask is that you watch your footing around the stream. We can meet back here once you finish speaking with us in Timaeus. Oh, let me, before I do that, let me go back to Mist. I just realized I did not glam. Let me put the glamour plate on Black Mage. There we go. I don't know how much longer we should have this glam on, but you know, we have it. Search for Timaeus. I believe that's Timaeus right there. Yes, yes, I am Timaeus. But please keep your voice down, you'll startle the birds. Let's see, withdraw. So, what is it you wish to speak about? What do you think of Chief Hermes' flying creations? Chief Hermes' work, a worthy subject indeed. Those beings which soar through the clouds, majestic and beautiful, are ever a favorite of creators. Even now, with so many varieties in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continues unabated. What sets the Chief's creations apart, however, is how they benefit from his business knowledge of the celestial realm. Boundless knowledge. Birds that climb so high that they disappear from view, others which traverse the boundless sky in moments, and all without riding the currents. I know none save he who can conceive of such marvels. Even we who prides elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. Medion too is a marvel then? My opinion on that matter would be superficial at best. Despite my admiration for Medion as a concept, I never delved too deeply into the inner workings of her nature. I know that she has a gift for communicating via emotions, but otherwise, her abilities are a mystery to me. If Chief Hermes should choose to submit Medion's concept to the Bureau of the Architect, then will the design be registered for public scrutiny? Analyzing a colleague's creation before that step is frowned upon, to say the least. Of course, if he came to me, a fellow artisan, looking for advice, that would be a completely different story. Do you know of Dynamis and Entelekes? Dynamis and Entelekes. Those terms do sound vaguely familiar. Was there not a flower here in Maiden Elpis which exhibited properties of one or the other? It must have been centuries since I last heard anyone speak of such things. Has there been a resurgence in interest? I guess not. Then why bring up this subject? I'm flattered that you saw my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for the sake of idle chatter. Now I must really return to my observations. Surely you have your own tasks to attend to. Speak with Venat. And we are going to turn this quest in as Sage, because Black Mage is a little bit far. Back already? That was quick work. You obviously were clever enough to head off to any of that rambling Ismene mentioned. Do you have any new findings to share? I see, even an expert in the field had little understanding of Medion's capabilities. My questions ended in same much answers. Hermes' colleagues view Medion as his personal project and could provide no details beyond those which you just told me. Which leads me to believe that the only person with any significant knowledge of Dynamis is Hermes himself. Yes, we made some progress here, but more information is needed if we are to collect definitive conclusions. At present, the strongest link we have to the final days is the power of Dynamis and the Entelekes which can control it. Yet most scholars only vaguely are aware of these terms, let alone study them in any depth, except for Hermes it seems. Thus I am inclined to stay our current course. And on that subject, was there aught else of note you can tell me about Medion? There are more of her. I rather wish you had mentioned that earlier. In any event, would you care to elaborate? So these siblings of hers now travel the great expanse in search of deeper meaning. Thank you. Though the mystery at hand remains unresolved, I feel you've touched upon a vital clue, one we should keep in mind as we continue. Next, I propose we take ourselves to Peripetea crystalline, not far from here. I'm gonna do this fate while I'm here to get some EXP on Sage. Nobody's working on this fate. Speak with Vinat. This tower and the one further along are a part of Peripetea Crystalline, the facility where they archive all of Elpis's observational testing records. Despite how they appear from the outside, the interior is actually a vast area of magically interconnected places, which, while fishing, isn't not the reason we're here, is it? I shall cut my ethereal lesson short and see that those two archivists have to share. If you find someone to speak with over the other tower, I shall join you there anon. How odd that I suggest this approach without a second thought. You come from a time and place that's dramatically different, yet here we are working side by side with barely a word or explanation of required. No matter the centuries which separate us, we are of the same star. We share a connection, and I hope that together we might find the answers you seek. This music is making me sleepy. You have any questions for me? Certainly. Just a moment while I conduct my current appointment. Indeed, so if you could provide a comprehensive log of those behaviors, we should then have sufficient data for our official records. Now that, what was it you wished to speak with me about? That Chief Overseer's personal research project, and by that I assume you mean Meteon? Such undocumented studies are difficult to track. After all, hardly a day goes past without seeing a researcher trailed by one creation or another. But I cannot tell you exactly when Meteon happened. Only that she now spends much of her time in what Chief Hermes' side. Hermes is the messenger to the underworld. Although I do not recall any interesting tale my niece had it with me. Oh, Galeen is my partner and a fellow researcher here in Elpis. She was returning late one night when she caught sight of Chief Hermes sending me on Heavensward, a host of them. For several days she would speak out to that scene with horror and wonder. That sounds like a story I should like to hear. Mistress Manat, I thought you had already returned to the surface. Permit me to thank you again for your invaluable contribution to our concept placement proposal. Pray not mention it. As you say, my original plan was to leave that after that the task, but it has since grossly been become with the church following Chief Hermes' death. Research, I mean. Would you favor with me of this site, which so delegated your Galeen? Of course. Do not stop her best if you can hear it from her lips directly, I ponder. present, she should be reserving a subject and meta, blah blah blah. She observes and does enjoy her first time here, watching the sea creatures hunt and play. I imagine you must be similar with joy lounging in your balance. Oh. Enough with such pursuits and must continually and regretfully delay your return to the start. I'm gonna do something. Indeed they do. They well deserve. How greatly have we prospered from the wisdom you've accumulated during your travels as a Zem. And what would Elpis be without your academic work? Theories you developed serves as the basis of many techniques and still used today. Man is a creature of contemplation, though none embody the nature with it as much peering and dashing of a soul arc. I dare say there's not a single soul alive more worthy of a return. I shall rejoice today when you repart on your journey depart. You mean now? We will be honored. Also, that we take this opportunity to meet with Galeen in person. Then allow me to reconfigure the door to the archives here. We'll take you up into the skyway. Thank you. Once you pass through the door, you simply walk straight across to the next tower and ask for admittance in the upper tier. Upon arriving at the upper tier, have had walk straight across the skyway. Okay. Please be voiced. I literally am falling asleep. The tower head is still part of Peripatea Crystalline. Will need to ask for passage to the upper tier. Mistress Venat, just passing through, then allow me to prepare the path. If you need further assistance, there is always an observer or two out on the upper stairway. Okay, let me do this. Where's Salix? There. I'm sorry, I'm having such a hard time staying awake. Hello, reality. I am falling asleep in my chair. Which is really weird, but yeah, I'm literally like, I've been reading these cutscenes aloud and I'm falling asleep. I'm hoping MSQ will wake me up. I think it's the piano music that's making me sleepy. I'm trying to like block my face so that it doesn't show myself falling asleep as I'm reading these cutscene lines. The door here leads to Thalassai, but perhaps we could go trouble this person for the assistance in finding Galeen. Mistress Venat, I never was told not to expect. We never prepared an official welcome. Please, there's no warning to Felfair. I wish to only speak with Garleen, one of our ancestors. Wait, no. If that might be arranged, I'm misreading. Yes, Garleen, of course. I will inform her immediately. But she might be engaged in a testing phase. Did I let you know that your biggest is urgent? No, but she may be already engaged in battle. She may already be engaged in testing phase, but you would be in for foreshadowing of a wait. Should I let her know that business? Oh wait, I already read this. That won't be necessary. The lovely view will keep us occupied until she is ready to receive us. I sure am falling asleep in the middle of cutscenes. Please be voiced. I don't think I can keep up anymore.
a delightful breeze and a breathtaking view.
I keep falling asleep.
What is it like in the future? Is the world still a beautiful place?
When it's not in calamity. Some parts, yes. Others, not so much.
Dark, hidden places, rife with danger.
Mm-hmm.
Those have an altogether different, but no less powerful sort of appeal.
Yeah.
While we wait, will you not tell me about your adventures? Well, not the portentous events which led you here, but the simple delights all your own. By learning about the future world,
Walk
I may gain insight
free,
into future me's
walk
plans.
free, walk free.
But more than that, I have an interest simply as a fellow traveller.
Believe.
Short of going somewhere oneself, there's naught more stirring than hearing another's account.
Yeah. Is she listening to our whole story? Do do do. I forgot to take my and I forgot to take my medicine.
Would that I could have been there to see it.
My medicine doesn't even make me drowsy.
Yours is a harsh and unforgiving world. Yet in spite of this, your brethren hold fast to their virtue.
They hold fast.
To know that the light of mankind's potential still shines, even in that faraway place, it gives me heart.
Does the lack of meds make you drowsy? I don't know. The symptoms of the medicine
Thank
should
you for
be
regaling me with your
dizziness.
tales.
It should be dizziness. The
I will
symptoms.
treasure every word.
The medicine is for acne specifically. It's
As
called
you know, I was
it's
once
called
a scholar.
sarecycline.
And among other things, I sought to understand the workings of the world. What exactly is ether? How formed the laws of nature? Whence sprung mankind?
The laws of nature. They keep talking about the laws of nature.
Riddles and mysteries beyond counting.
Walk.
Over the years, I have managed to find answers to some few of them. Yet rather than attain a sense of mastery, the more I understood, the more I came to hold the world and its miracles in awe.
Believe.
We too are miracles.
We
Each
too are
and every one of
miracles.
us, born of the warm breath of
How
life
did she
that traverses the
change? I
heavens,
really wonder
swirling
what
through
changed
eternity.
her to become the Heidelin she
When I
is of
fully
today.
grasped the improbability of our existence, nothing felt impossible anymore. If it could
I'm
be
currently like
imagined,
shaking myself
it
awake.
could be done. A passion swelled within me, an epiphany dispelling all preconceptions of what was natural and true, and a presence without, immense yet intimate, fate perhaps, holding us in its tender embrace. As reassuring as it was intimidating, how keenly aware I became of creation's fragility,
You should be
built
aware.
as it is upon precarious happenstance.
Oh, sorry, I smacked my mic again. I need to stop smacking it.
I was overcome with an irrepressible urge to know the world more intimately, to hear its voice, feel its breath. I ventured forth on a journey that very day, so very long ago now. Freed from presumption and prejudice, I saw the world through a newborn's eyes. Everything fresh and new, and so beautiful.
But what changed?
Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all a people, beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before.
She genuinely just
They
seemed
are
to
my
have a whole
meaning
life of her
and
own.
my purpose, my love.
But
And so long as they need help, I cannot return to the star. Perhaps my future self is still waiting for it. The moment she can let go and walk unto the end.
she's the last of the ancients.
Safe in the knowledge that man will find his own way.
Is that really how she's feeling in the modern day?
You, who are our future, tell me this, and tell me true. Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
I hope it's been worthwhile.
Pray forgive my lateness.
Aline,
My observation subject was rather irritable, and it took a while to settle it down.
No need to apologize.
we didn't get to answer her
Your
question.
work takes precedence. Besides, we had a pleasant conversation in the meantime.
You're too kind. Now then, I'm told you wished to ask me some questions.
Indeed.
Ooh.
I've an interest in one of Hermes' creations. Meteon. You witnessed a host of them take flight, yes?
Take flight.
Oh, that! Yes, I did. It was in the dark of the morn. I'd left the Thalassai after nocturnal observation.
Nocturnal sect.
As I walked along, I spied a bright light climbing high into the southeastern skies. Then, in an instant, it was gone, like a shooting
Like a
star,
shooting
only
star.
rising rather than falling. But then another shot up, then another, and another. Intrigued, I made my way to the edge to investigate. And who should I spy on an isle to the south but Hermes and Meteon, the Matea, rather.
The Matea.
There were lots of them, and I realized they must be the shooting stars that I'd seen.
Aren't there stars shooting down in the end of days?
Dazzling spectacle indeed. Have you spoken with Hermes about this?
The irony that we're witnessing stars shooting up, but in the final
yes.
days,
The sight
we're
left
witnessing
such
them
an
shoot
impression on
down.
me that I approached him about his mystery project the very next day. Alas, he said that he couldn't reveal anything just yet, that he needed to conduct further tests. It shouldn't be long now,
It
though.
shouldn't be long now, I
He
hope.
often returns to that isle, and I have a feeling he's nearing a breakthrough.
Splendid. We are likewise eager for the details. Well, that is all we wish to ask. Thank you for taking the time to indulge our curiosity.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with other inquisitive souls. Oh, and will you be descending now? If so, I shall link the doors for you.
Please.
Such a beautiful view. The sky. Oh, I figured out how to take a screenshot with my controller. Dallas is logged in. I didn't even realize when he logged in. Let me see if I can find when Dallas even managed to log in. Must have been when I was in the dungeon. Yeah. 2104. He's been logged in for an hour. But he's still in Mare Lamentorum. So, another piece of the puzzle fits into place. From what I've learned thus far, I think we can safely conclude that Thermes hasn't been revealing the details of his research to others, which suggests that either someone will appropriate his discoveries and make use of them, or that Hermes himself will have a hand in causing the final days. Since we have no reason to suspect the former, we should consider the latter a more likely possibility. Proceeding under that assumption, our next step should be to divine why. If, or even if, he might desire such a terrible fate on our star. Ew, what an ugly hood. Ugh, I'm gonna sell that off. The knot has a new course of investigation in mind. I would like to visit the site from which Hermes sent forth on the Matea. If we are fortunate, we might some find a hint that drives a search of his. Bilene said she spotted him in the southeast, rising from an isle she could see from the edge. If we stand at that same vantage point, we should not prove too difficult to locate the isle in question. Let's take a look, shall we? Oh, I can't fly. A bunch of side quests spawned here. I'm trying to see if there's any more story quests here. Now, if we're ever conducting some mystery research, where would I go? Ah, how about that one? Have you the means to fly? 'Tis quite a distance away. Inconvenient, but hardly an insurmountable problem. To me, Argos. My friend, would you mind creating a double to carry Salix here over to that island? Stubborn creature, there is no place on this great star we have not together traveled, and yet still he remains obstinate to the presence of strangers. Argos has rather fast, exacting standards, I'm afraid. What? You've ridden him before? Ah, your before meaning my after. Not at all confusing, that. Interesting, 'tis certainly not unthinkable. But speaking of the here and now, a quick solution is for us to face off in a sparring match. Demonstrate to him that you are capable of holding your own against me in battle, and you should convince Argos that you are worthy of his back. And besides, I might even teach you a thing or two in the bargain. You seem doubtful, but a useful lesson or not, it will certainly be a moment to remember, a memory of the distant past to cherish. What say you, traveler out of time? I will do what I must. I had a feeling you might say something like that. Know that you must give a good showing, however. Clear your mind and prepare your weapons. I will await you at the clearing over yonder. Speak with Manat. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm scared. Duty calls. Shall we begin? I'll not go easy on you. The entity is identical to the one encountered in Mare Lamentorum, except this Argos is pointedly ignoring you. Oh, the future Argos must remember us, maybe? Shall we begin? Be warned, I'll not go easy on you. Oh, I can't wait to fail. Here we go. Worthy of his...
Let neither
back.
side hold back.
He just did so much damage.
My blade sings!
Oh, lovely. I'm gonna die, yep. Should have known better since she was right at the edge. True blink. And for dashes, lovely. Circumstantial arc. Is that a donut? Nope. She is ridiculously strong. Exaflares. Circle of Brilliance. I love this music. It's absolutely heart-wrenching.
My blade sings! Impressive. I shall have to try something different.
Oh my god, we're still going. Job class change. She's a dancer.
No quarter.
Okay, okay, okay.
Have a taste.
Oh, and I don't have triple cast. Lovely. Oh. This is just like freaking, Oh. This is just like Emerald Weapon. What an awful time for me to have triple cast down. Gosh, even with constant
I see
regen.
you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I.
He's a white mage? Arrow 3, arrow 4.
Prepare yourself.
Oh, lovely. I'm gonna DC. Yep, I am going to DC. I hate everything. What a bad time to DC as well. I'll even take a fail. But yeah, I'm gonna DC. Yep. I hate everything. Wow, what a really bad time. Let's see, what's the Marlboro Q at? Well, not as bad as I thought. 1,000.